All right, what up, day takers? What up? What up? What up? What up? It is March the 5th. It's a Wednesday. It's that hump. So I thought I'd give you a little some momentum on said hump to get you right on through to this weekend. I have been working on this process for a little bit, brainstorming, preparing all the things, and I am just still feel a little bit unprepared, if you will. But Dick's going to take the day. So come on with me. Let's take this thing. It's ready to be tooken, if you know what I mean. So today is the subject matter is going to consist of conspiracy theories. Some old ones, some new ones. I have some notes. Yes, I did. Because there's so many. And I was wondering where I should start on this thing. Because if you look up the definition of conspiracy theory, it's not very flattering, if you will. So, I'm just examining evidence here. This is strictly for entertainment. I am attempting to, I don't know, maybe have you question some things, maybe help me find out what's going on. I'm getting so serious about this. I got my readers. What's good? Makes me look all authentic and whatnot. Maybe if I had a shirt on, that would help. But you know how I do it. Shirtless savage forever. Okay. This is just a solid mix of classic and recent conspiracy theories. I've kind of done some bullet points. I'm not going to spend a gang load of time on any one of these. I'm going to close some windows real quick because, I was attempting some audio, but I'm doing it the wrong way. But I'm doing it. All right. Yeah. So I was kind of like, which one of these do I need to start on? Do I go back to the JFK thing because that's being exposed? First, let me say this about the whole conspiracy theory process, entertainment purposes only. It's funny, ironic, sad, informative, all those things. Like, we'll consider something a conspiracy theory for years and years, like, oh, that is BS. And then enough time goes by and it's true. It's real and sometimes unbelievable, but yet here it is. I just wanted to say that because some of these go a little bit deeper and then some on the surface, we kind of already know that's what's happening. I was thinking about the JFK thing, but I omitted that altogether because, where to begin? I think maybe for the time that we're in and the time that I have, because I have a gangload of stuff to do today, I'll get into what's going on in my life later on in the video. I'm going to get right to the meat of things. I'm just checking my camera angle. Let us begin with the Mandela effect, because this one strikes true to me. And it's funny, when I found out about it, it really hit home because I remember the reason it's called Mandela effect is because some people remember Mandela dying like way back in the day. I can't remember exactly what date everybody, or the ones that think that it has been changed. I feel like I should Google that real quick. Anyway, I'm going to keep me on task. So I remember when I was a kid, like maybe it was on the news in the morning. Maybe we heard it on the radio in the car. And the reason that memory is foggy to me is because I don't remember exactly how we found out. I sounded Canadian. How we found out there. I can't remember how we got the initial information, but I do remember this. I remember my mother crying in the car. I can't remember, like we were going to the store or something, and it had come on the radio again, or maybe we were just hearing it again, and my mom kind of explained it to me, but I wasn't really listening. I was a little kid. Nelson Mandela had been imprisoned, and I'm totally bro sciencing this, bro history this. I don't know enough detail, so take it all with a grain of salt, a teaspoon of sugar. Uh, the uh, the story I was told by my mother is he was like, I believe he was in prison because he was attempting to do something good for his people. It had something to do with a political thing, and he what I remember original the memory is he passed away there in prison while being confined. Um, and it kind of is I don't want to say core memory, but I remember my mom crying in the car about it. Like, if he did not meet his demise there in that prison, what was she crying about? But like later on in life, I hear this story about, Mandela passing away, and he's speaking in front of a crowd in this photograph, and, remembering Mandela, like memorializing him for all the good that he did and all that stuff. But I was like, man, that's weird. I thought he died a long time ago. And I did a little search, and then I don't think I thought much about it. And then maybe a year or two later, people were like, hey, this isn't right. Mandela had already passed away. And some people were like, no, 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 no. Yeah, weird. And there's a bunch of these that are considered Mandela effects. Everything from the Fruit of the Loom logo having a cornucopia, everything from like Fruit Loops, how it's spelled, the Berenstain Bears. I mean, if you know anything about this, you're probably going through 13 other ones that I've already forgot about. But the Fruit of the Loom one is crazy to me. And I'll tell you why. I have been a Fruit of the Loom, like that's all my underwear and undershirts consisted of as a child. And, when we were kids, we didn't have phones. We had books in the bathroom when we would, sit on the pot. And I love the Berenstain Bears, or however it is spelled and pronounced. Berenstein, whatever it is. But it's different now. And that cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom supposedly was never there, according to the company. I remember sitting, as I am sitting today, on the toilet, reading my books, doing number two, and then occasionally get bored and start looking around, do as kids do. And I would occasionally stare at the label inside my underwear for a while and look at it and try to, whatever. I consider myself a little bit of an artist. I think I may have even attempted to draw it at times as a kid. There was always those projects at school during Thanksgiving time where you would color the fruits in the cornucopia and stuff, and we were always like, oh, it's the same one on our underwear. No, it ain't. According to the company, that doesn't exist. But I stared at it for hours. The cornucopia was always there. There's been several people that have I guess debunked this and have found old classic clothes with the cornucopia, and yet, the company still denies that the cornucopia is a thing. Why? What does it even matter? So some people think that this is an attempt to see if they can change little things and we'll notice. Some people also think that it has something to do with us messing around with the timeline with certain technologies like CERN, the Large Hadron Collider. They literally smash atoms together and an attempt to open up portals, or I don't know what's going on over there, but that's a whole nother, you can get real deep into the CERN thing. There's multiple Hadron Colliders all over the world. We have, I think, more than one in the United States. I know there's one. But in Switzerland, where the big one goes down, they're building an even bigger one. Like it's going to encompass multiple countries or something. I don't know. Crazy. Yeah, look into that one. Eddie Bravo quote, look into that one. CERN. Mandela. Are they connected? I don't know. Just throwing you some information. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to, conversation just for the entertainment of things. All right, this one. Okay, first, I think I should begin with the moon. The moon that controls our tide. The moon that some people believe is not real. Some people believe it's it was added to us as a form of surveillance, even a soul harvesting machine. There is a weird theory that there is a group of reptilians that are running the show here on the planet. I'm not going to get real deep into the reptilian thing, but it goes back to UK royalty. It goes, I mean, it's crazy. There's been videos of people caught with the reptilian eye. Yeah, I'll let you go down that one on your own because I could spend this whole time just talking about the reptile stuff. But some of these conspiracy theories that I'm going to get into, because I have like 10 or 15 of them here, I hope I have time, they're going to touch into that reptilian thing again, so I can't just ignore it. So there it is. So some people believe that the moon is this soul harvesting thing. I don't know how to sum this up and make it understandable. Let me see if I can. So when we meet our demise, when we finally reach the end of our story, when we die, people talk about going to the light, and some people believe you should go to the light, like it's the light of heaven or whatever. Well, the theory behind the moon being a soul harvester for the reptilian race is that, for one, they feed on fear, and so that's why they always keep us in a state of fear. Yeah, but so if you go to the light when you pass, you are basically going to the moon. This is the belief, and the moon basically recycles your soul, and you come back down to have more fear harvested. I know, crazy. And I'm probably jacking these up a little bit. So if you know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry if I'm bro science in it, bro conspiracy in it, bro truth seeking it. Dictate the Truth. That's a good one. I think we're going to use that one. That's cool. The name of this series is Dictate the Truth, a series of conspiracies. Oh, that's probably going to be the title. Okay, and then if you don't want your soul to be reharvested, you're supposed to not go towards the light. Man, I don't know. But that's the thing. But the whole fake moon thing and the soul harvesting thing leads me right into this thing. And I cannot believe I'm actually talking about this right now. It's the subject on whether or not the earth is flat. What are we doing? Really? There's millions and millions of people who believe and supposedly have evidence, this is for entertainment purposes only, that the earth is flat, that we're surrounded by an ice wall, and there's other series of continents past the ice wall. Yeah. And Antarctica is supposed to be where that ice wall, where we're able to see it, and that's why there are all these treaties to not ever fight over Antarctica, because it holds alien bases and undiscovered stuff past the ice wall. If you are a believer in the Bible, or some people who believe in the Bible believe that yes, the earth is flat, because that, explains the firmament, which is the dome that covers it. Like everything from, like, there's movies like The Hunger Games and The Truman Show and all this stuff that kind of like tap into that type of idea, if you will, that the earth is flat. I mean, hundreds of years ago, they thought you were crazy if you thought the earth was round. Like they would, burn you at the stake kind of stuff, like witchcraft and whatnot. And now the earth is definitely round, and we're tilted on an axis, and we're jetting through space. I honestly, I'm almost 50 years old, and I'm in a point in my life where I don't know. I don't know. I've seen evidence on both sides of this. I will say the ones that say it is round have a little more credibility. I don't know if that means anything, especially if they're trying to pull wool over our eyes and control us. Like, I don't know. Pull the wool over your eyes. That's funny because it's like sheep. Crazy. All right, yeah, so flat earth, is it round? Is it flat? I can't believe we're in this state. All right, I'm just giving these to you so you can kind of look into it, even if you feel like it. Put something in the comments if you think this is absolutely ridiculous and you can prove it. Send me a link. Whatever. I don't know how that works, but yeah. Man. Okay. So the flat earth thing kind of leads me right to the hollow earth thing. Yep. Hollow earth. Like, I mean, there's layers. There's supposed to be a crust, a mantle, a core, all that stuff. They've recently discovered there's more water in the earth than there is on the surface of the earth. Man, I guess if you were going to have a flood like in the days of Noah, that's might be where it comes from. Sinkholes. They think maybe the reptilian race lives down there. There's just so many things about the hollow earth that I think is kind of cool. I mean, I like tunnels and caves and things like that, but is there civilizations of people and possibly creatures, possibly prehistoric animals in the center or just in the hollow earth? Like if some giant catastrophe happens on the surface of the earth, is that where we're supposed to go? Have they happened in the past? And there are civilizations still down there because they know it's going to happen again, so they might as well just create life there. There's some story about a dude, I think a person that said that they visited Hollow Earth, and there's like, it has its own sun down there, and there's like super tall, ethereal, glowing white, blue beings. Like, I know all this is so crazy and sounding and whatnot, and I'm probably jacking it up. I'm probably not helping it get out of the conspiracy realm, but these things I question because there's tons of people that believe it. They sound super convincing. I don't know what to believe, but they are interesting. I'm going to reiterate at the end of this video about my church and karate theory because I think it's necessary. If you make it that long, you'll understand why I am what I am. Okay, let's continue on. What would be a little congruity here? Oh, yeah. The Denver airport, speaking of hollow earth. The Denver airport, I used to live in the Colorado area. I've been to the airport multiple times. They even lean into it like it is an underground base. There's all kinds of stuff in like the construction paperwork of the place. They hired different entities to do separate construction so nobody would really know what the true layout is. Underground base for aliens and government research and, possible like bunkers for when, the shit hits the fan kind of thing. Look into it. All right, what's up? Oh, yeah. This is good because we kind of talked on some Project Bluebeam because we're talking about airport and government control and things of that nature. Project Bluebeam is a theory that a fake alien invasion or holographic second coming will be staged to establish a new world order. Yeah, and I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and bring in another one because this they're congruent. They work together. Orbs and the UFO disclosure. The U.S. government has declassified footage of strange flying orbs. Some think it's proof of aliens. Others say it's secret military tech. Well, what if it's Project Bluebeam? What if it's all like they're trying to test us to see if we'll believe? Like, the technology that they've shown us is amazing. But what have they not shown us? Are we going to be sold like when the aliens do show up? Are they real? Or are they just some way to do the whole more fear thing? Siphon more fear and propagate control. And I don't know. I just be skeptical. Be skeptical of all these things that I'm saying. Be skeptical of the things that you see, especially that are forced upon us that they want us to see. For sure, be skeptical. I don't want to get too deep on the weeds on that because I've heard people have been getting banned and whatnot for getting too deep on they call them Dior bags because it's supposed to be a little more secret than saying orbs. Whatever, I already said it. Yeah, how crazy is that? Like, we don't even hear about the orbs anymore, but I guess they're still going on. Like, it's kind of crazy as a society. We get so much information now that unless they continue to give it to us, we'll forget about it. And really, it doesn't matter how crazy or how big said information is. We just keep on rolling. We'll get into it for a minute. We'll all talk about it, and then we're on to the next. That's kind of why I'm doing this. I don't think we should just leave this stuff alone. Yeah. Okay. Um, I'm going to kind of move around here. 5G and mind control. The fear that 5G technology is harmful, possibly linked to health issues or even mind controlling experiments, which all kind of would tie right in with the Project Bluebeam and the orbs. Uh, yeah, do your research. That's all. I'm just going to throw that out there. Um, Damn. Do y'all know what DUMBs are? DUMBS? Deep underground military bases. Rumors of massive underground cities where secret experiments and classified projects take place, which would incorporate the Denver airport, possible blue beam stuff, Area 51 kind of stuff, alien technology, what's it called? Reverse engineering technology. That's how they're able to sell us on the aliens coming. Man, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, y'all. Just throwing it out there. And then we got the AI transhumanisms, fear that AI advancements are being used to push humanity towards a cyborg future controlled by elites. And then I don't even think I wrote this down. I didn't get this. Smart cities. What's going on with these? Is this, man, I tell you what, if they wanted us to see the aliens, believe the aliens are real, if it was like some kind of weird, you know, staged event by said leaders, they kind of need us all in front of the screen to see it. And if we were all in a smart city, bam. I mean, it's all technology anyway. So if they wanted to build up some kind of huge graphic that looked like it was spaceships landing and things coming out of it, I don't know. But the smart cities are weird because every place where they're planning on building them, of course, they're already inhabited by people. So those people have to move and the land's got to be changed. But who wants to move when they, been paying on their mortgage all this time? And then all of a sudden there's these weird fires and floods. All the places where these smart cities are supposed to go. I'm not the only one talking about it. Feel free to look into it on your own. I'm not saying anything nefarious is going on, but possibly not. I don't know. I don't know. Oh man, and then I got the chemtrails things, the contrails. Also on my laptop here, I have a thing pulled up on HAARP. It's an antenna array transmitting crazy microwaves into the atmosphere. And I guess if you're a believer in the con slash chemtrails, um, and it's not really like they've been changing and modifying the weather, which is kind of like involved with this since back in the day. Like they made it rain in the Vietnam War to affect the supply chain for the enemies. Like they did things, and I think HAARP was kind of installed during this same time. Man, I don't know. Bro science, bro history again. Look into it. I am seriously not a factotum on any of these because I soak up so much of these. I can't get all the details down. But they are great entertainment for me because it might be true in a decade, right? Because we might find out that is what they were doing. But I don't know. Entertainment purposes only. Yeah, so there's things that they put into the ionosphere, different levels of the atmosphere that they are able to do things with, like microwaves with HAARP. Man, there's even talk of these laser beams that they are shooting possibly from satellites in space to spark said fires. The blue roof theory, like nothing with that kind of like sky blue color on it received any damage from said fires because it's one of the colors that lasers can affect in their spectrum of light. You Google a little bit of this or whatever search you use, you will find some things. Okay. I kind of saved this one for the last because it's got words that I think might get me taken off. Like I'm not monetized, so I don't think it would matter. But because all this stuff is going on with the Diddy case, like his lawyer just dropped him, and his lawyer was the lawyer for Obama. I mean, I'm sorry, not Osama bin Laden, uh, which is crazy because that guy was guilty. I mean, from what they tell us, that guy was guilty. And yes, if you do the research on the Mujahideen that were trained and then turned their back, and then we trained them, then they attacked us. And we attacked them for years and years and years with the, what's it called? The complex, the industrial war complex, the machine that needs to be fed by the blood of innocents. It's crazy. But yeah, there's no money like war money and whatever. Okay. Yeah, so his lawyer dropped Diddy because of the evidence, I guess, surrounding the case. There's no way that, yeah. But that leads me to the Epstein thing, the cover up on that whole thing. Supposedly we're gonna get that list. We'll see. Supposedly we're gonna get the list on Diddy and Epstein, because there's supposed to be some of these uber elites that I keep referencing that are in control of everything, that possibly are modifying the weather, what we see, how we feel, affecting our molecules via, different substances that we may be forced to take or that are floating through the air that provide us our information, are also wrecking our DNA. I don't know on any of these, man. I'm just saying, look into these. My plans for the future with these style video that I'm putting up right now is I'm gonna react to things that I have seen where I get my information, show it to you. You can form your own idea. This is kind of like a very dumbed down version of what I want to do. But yeah, I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? There's so many other things going on, and yet we have all this crazy magic attempting to change our views and control us. And maybe even with what I'm talking about is all a distraction, so we don't know what's really going on. Maybe all this is just, I don't know. Crazy. Yeah, if you wanted to know that Vietnam, when we made it rain on the Ho Chi Minh Trail and all those, they called it Operation Pie Pie. Like pie, spinach, corncob pie. I don't know why they called it that. And then before I go, I just wanted to, Hollywood and the occult, which kind of, because I was talking about the Diddy Epstein thing. It's a belief that major celebrities and elites are involved in secret societies, satanic rituals, and hidden agendas. Man, if you do the research, I'm not saying it's all true, but the elites, the famous people, you know what I mean? Whether it's true or not, I think they believe it because there's video evidence of them doing like seances and sacrifices and stuff, drinking of the red liquid that comes from our body for ritual purposes. Man, if you want to get super scary and deep in this thing, I don't even know if I can say this on here, but I'm going to adrenochrome. Just look into it. It's that whole fear thing. It involves the young. It is, be forewarned, some of these are super, super, like, these could trigger you, if you will. Just remember, it's information. It's me just trying to inform you. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, just a little bit of information. Putting it out there so you can chew it up, spit it out if you feel like it, or just totally dismiss it. It's fine. I get it. But I love this stuff. And the reason I love this stuff is, for one, it stimulates thought in my head, which sometimes opens up doors of other knowledge for me that I have found along the way, that I will share along our journey together on this channel. Yeah. So before I shut this thing down and say goodbye, thank all the day takers and the truth takers. Dictate the truth. I like it. I like it. A series of conspiracy theories. How? Volume 1. I'm going to reiterate my church and karate thing. I've talked about it before. Man, if you've ever sat on the other side of the bar or you know me personally, I will tell you this, and hopefully this will be the last time I do it. Probably not. Church and karate. So I believe that there are tidbits of truth in everything, even the craziness that I just read off to you. Why do I use church and karate? I don't know. It's the easiest to understand. There's hundreds of religions out there. Church. That's my title I'm using for all the different religions and beliefs. They are not all correct, but there are things that they teach, that they encourage, that they believe, that are good and that are the truth. Things like, be good to your neighbor, don't steal, don't kill, don't rob, like the 10 Commandments kind of stuff. And then, you pick the religion and you'll find something in most cases that is like, oh, okay, I like that ideal. But the rest of it, I don't know. Same thing with karate. Okay. Karate does do some good things. And I'm not just picking on karate. I'm talking about, those kind of like the bullshido kind of stuff, like katas and forms and stuff. Most of the time, that's not going to work in a real altercation with someone unless you agree that we're only going to kick each other with the top part of our foot and only in this chest pad area right here. No. But there are things that are awesome about those different arts. The respect, the discipline, and even some of the fighting moves work in real scenarios. Spinning back kicks, spinning back fists, like, those front real quick teeps, those are good. But not all of it would be a sound way to handle yourself in an altercation. That's all I'm saying. Church and karate, there's tidbits of truth in everything. Kind of similar to what I was just sharing with you, and multiple things in our life. I just use church and karate. Yeah. All right, so today's, Wednesday the 5th. I gave you a little bit of something to help you get over the hump of the said day. Ride that hump, though, because you at the top. Tomorrow is the 6th Thursday, and that is my interview for all those that are keeping up with my job search and my journey through the food and beverage that I've done now for 30 years. Tomorrow about 4-ish, they didn't give me a time. They were like, just come in to meet the GM, and I guess that's going to be the final interview, and I will go from there. I might even do a little vlog before, maybe after. I might just sit in the car and tell you how it went, and that'll be my video for tomorrow. Because I'm going to go right now, shave the head, touch up the beard. I'll wait to do the shave with the razor right before the interview. I'm just telling you, because why not? It actually helps me to remember, because I rewatched this to see what it looked like, and this is serving so many good purposes for me. Plus, I love it. I love you guys. This is so cool. I love it. It's great. And then, yeah, we're going to roll from there. But this weekend is a very, very intriguing Ultimate Fighting Championship. Chama. It's loaded with some crazy good fights. Gagey was supposed to be fighting Hooker. Hooker's out because he broke his hand. So I'm probably going to get into something like that on Friday. It depends on what goes on in this job interview, because they may be like, hey, we want you to start training this weekend. So bear with me. I'm going to try to I'm really trying to get one of these every single day. Haven't missed a day, except for the wife's birthday. If you've been a part of this crazy fray. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and draw it to a close, because I had to stop the laundry in the next room so you couldn't hear it. I'm washing multiple loads of clothes. Got to hook up some nutrition for my body because I'm going to go to the gym. And let me just check where we're at time-wise. And we at 35 minutes. All right. Boy, I can just talk it up, huh? All right. my day taking game, my dictators of the truth, dictating the night while you at it too. That's the truth. All right. You know how I like to end this stuff, everybody. It's all encouragement. It's all positive. It's all good. And when it's not, find it. Try to find it. Day takers, take this day. The next one's not guaranteed. Take what you've been given. Take this day. No wasted moments. Get in there. Spread the love. Share the knowledge. Dick's going to do the same. Dick's going to take the day. Dictate the day, everybody. Hail to the yeah. All right, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. I love you so very much. I will see you next time. More to come. I promise this is going to get better because it's all reps. I love you. Peace in, not peace out. Holla at your boy.